Hey guys, this is Kosta. I help people break the system to build a better future. And today we're going to be talking about the real cost of the minimum wage increase on the long-term care industry. Who are long-term care workers?
You want to know something? You want to know something?
Yeah.
Long-term care workers are the people that take care of your grandparents. They're the people that work in nursing homes. They're the people that come into an individual's home day in and day out and make sure that their meals are prepared, make sure that they receive baths, make sure that they're taken care of. The reason they're called long-term care workers is because they're going to be doing it for a long term.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving!
If we can raise the minimum wage, it's going to help long-term care workers exponentially. They make sure that people are taken care of, that make sure that your loved ones are taken care of. And how can we expect these individuals to take care of our loved ones when we can't even pay them enough so that they can take care of themselves? Most long-term care workers in America make around $12.13 an hour. As you all know, Joe Biden has said in his most recent interview that if you're not making $15 an hour in America, then you're living in poverty.
I gotta tell you, this is all a mess. None of this is necessary or helpful.
And trust me, that's a real thing, okay? So not only are we paying them to live in poverty, but we're expecting them to take care of some of the most important people in our lives. The most profound aspect of that is we have no career path for these individuals. Why would anybody want to work in a profession that has no career path, upward mobility, career advancement, plus you're going to be paid essentially a poverty wage, okay? So if they can't go from being a caregiver to being a potential supervisor to becoming a registered nurse, there's no reason for them to enter this industry. They're going to either choose a different industry or they're going to go back to school and get some type of degree. So that means the people that are actually providing the services are doing it because they are literally of a servant's heart. And that is not said enough for the people that do this job day in and day out. I want you guys to think about the impact that paying someone $7.25, which is the federal minimum wage, or even paying somebody $10 an hour has on their life. So most of these workers, most of these long-term care workers are women. The majority of them are women of color. A third of them are immigrants. So literally, for the last 80 years, we have been excluding them from really considering them an important part of our economy. We didn't start paying them overtime till 2016. Imagine that. So these women who are providing some of the most important care possible are being compensated at some of the lowest rates possible. People can't make ends meet. We're not treating them like equal parts of society. And that needs to change. We have to change that. Well, why don't you just pay them more money, right? It's a simple why.
You're not wrong, but you're also not right.
It's more complicated than that. So first off, there's a very small percentage of people who are actually able to afford to pay out of pocket, right? Out of pocket for long-term care. It's not like you're getting, a housekeeper to come in and clean your house once a week, or you've got someone that cuts your grass, once or twice a month. This is someone that has to come into your house, a person, once, twice, maybe even 3 times a day, because if they don't come in, someone's not getting out of bed. If they don't come in, someone's not eating. So it's such an expensive endeavor that most people, with the median average salary of $50,000 a year for a household, aren't able to pay somebody $60 or even $80 a day to take care of an individual. So who does pay for long-term care? Well, guys, it's state funded Medicaid. So every state has a Medicaid budget. In that budget, they pay for long-term care. They pay nursing facilities. They sometimes even pay for assisted living facilities. Then they pay providers like myself who send caregivers out into people's homes. When a state puts what they call rate methodology in place, you would expect that methodology to be congruent to a living wage. Well, it's not. It's $10 an hour. In the state of Tennessee, it's $10.50 an hour. So they expect that you're going to pay caregivers $10 or $10.50 an hour. So they expect that you're going to pay long-term care workers to live in poverty. Think about this, guys. Why do we always look at nursing homes and think the worst? Okay, it's because the quality of care is not up to snuff. It's because they're not really being paid to have that level of quality of care. Okay? So if we raise the minimum wage, we're not just improving the life of the person that's providing the care. We're not just improving the life of the person receiving the care. We're not just improving the health and stability of the industry as a whole, right? We are also improving the outcomes. We could, instead of just having people exist in these long-term care facilities, we could emphasize that their health improve so that they can go back to living in the community, so that they don't have to spend the rest of their days in a nursing home or in an assisted living facility. Or they don't have to have family members paying out of pocket and going through their entire savings, not just theirs, but their families, to be able to provide this type of care to them. We can do so much better if we're just willing to pay more money. And obviously, I know it's not a popular topic, but it should come in the form of taxes. We should be taxing people that make over $400,000 at a higher rate. We should be taxing corporations so that the money goes into the coffers of state Medicaid agencies so that they can support the populations that they serve. Alzheimer's and dementia is just rampant in our country right now. And some of the biggest problems when it comes to Alzheimer's and dementia is, of course, the memory care. So imagine an industry like ours, which averages a 40% turnover because of pay rates and instability and no career advancement. Imagine the individuals who suffer from these diseases and they have a new caregiver that comes in every week, every 2 weeks. I mean, how disruptive is that? And so if you can't get around the idea of, well, someone's got a physical disability and they can pretty much fend for themselves, they're just going to have to work a little bit harder, think of the cognitive issues that people have. If you can't make an argument on physical disabilities, think of the people that are suffering from Alzheimer's and dementia and need stability in their care. We can solve this problem. We just have to work together. So it starts very simply by talking to your state legislature. Go online, find out who it is, send them an email, give them a phone call, let them know about this issue. It starts there. Okay? Think about this. We all just survived an entire pandemic. Okay? And these people that have been working day in and day out tirelessly to save the lives of numerous people that are elderly and have disabilities. Now we can go out, we can bang pots, we can cheer and champion them on, but I mean, I really want you to think about this now, okay? If you really want to repay the favor to people that have helped us get through this pandemic, give them something to really cheer about. Give them something that is going to transform and change their life. Let's support these people. It's time. It's time to give fair wages to long-term care workers. It is time to make sure that these people that are doing some of the most important work in our country aren't in poverty. Okay? It's time to stop this systemic discrimination that we have on female employees and people of color. It's time.